this con, and then to the solvency debate. So everybody ready?
Hold on. Sorry, what was the first thing you said?
Your cosmopolitan advantage. And then this con, and then the solvency debate. Are you ready? Okay. Depends on anything on the victimhood critique extended across Bowman and Needy, Septuagint 06 and Dottie 9. And first now onto the framework debate. Extended across evidence on the third card of the cosmopolitan evidence. Dottie 9 to prove that discourse references come before policy. That this card means that if we prove a discursive law in the affirmative, the negative will win despite any number of political scenarios. They win. The words described are two because political lives cannot exist for and two, the separation of discourse from reality creates a dichotomy of thought and reality and subjectivity and objectivity. And three, reality shift within the discourse is a located example of YouTube so you're not approves. And four, the relations in reality occur within discourse. And five, because discourse enables analysis about truth and knowledge work together. Next. Ontology research ontology interpretation to precede the affirmative political and technocratic call for action Dylan and 90. Ontology requires the thing is built on and is given the human authority was given ontology between the entire issue surrounding the human authority are rendered problematic. The ontology described will constitute a problem of action. It's shaped not only we're thinking a way of being, form, and life. Decisions are not mere technocratic. This places the ontology card above their case, and more important because the ontology determines their case. Extend across their solvency cards, their own solvency cards would say that rights are more important. Extend this across, apply it right here to this scenario. They cannot make any new arguments. Okay, take it. They cannot make any new arguments against this because they have not in either of their two constructive speeches extended this across. They cannot talk about this at all. If we prove that this is the worst thing in the round, and most important, because of our Dottie in 99 and ontology precedes ethics, Dylan in 99, we win this round no matter what anything else because this must come before everything else. They said that they have said nothing. They can't talk about this in the rebuttals because we don't have cross-ex time to check, and it creates time skew for us. I'm not allowed to talk about it right now. Okay, now onto the link scenario of this. Extended one into evidence on the first card of the cosmopolitan advantage vulnerability. They link directly into this mindset of promoting the social psychology of victimhood and increases well no matter what they solve the initial link is that they try to solve with a third party for the injustice upon the intaints. Not allowing for an autonomous and individual solution to the affirmative is labeling them as victims that need solving for. The link magnifier is that they use the legal system, particularly the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court as the agent for solving. Using legal action perpetuating asymmetrical power relations and entrenches them further into this mindset of victimhood. And the inclusion of affirmative perception of either or thinking is inherent in victimhood. This corrupts the alternative. Minute 193. Did you start your time?
Yep.
Could you just call it by the minute, please? Then? Minute 193. We'd all be able to replace either or thinking with the exception of both and understanding. And understanding. Perception. Person is both an expert about the experience and one of the more credible sources. Whether we opt for this thinking, we actually opt out of thinking. And legal mechanisms maintain the powerful and powerless economy through the creation of individuals as victims. Vulnerability. Legal mechanisms creating a victim will maintain the victim's powerful and powerless. It might mean that are obscure and hidden. And the individual legal discourse reinforces the bond of victim of craving at the sacred regulations is not only to affect structural change that anti-discrimination laws is based on a model that translates the victim of discrimination into law. The intervention of legal discourse risks reinforcing the bonds of victimhood. The affirmative automatically links into this victimhood critique because they solve with a third party, though they are magnified by this link, and because of the language they use, it binds with them. They have said that detainees are now currently being dehumanized right now in this room. That is their discursive link. And just to prove, can I have that card back? I'm finished with it. To prove why discourse is a link piece, the inclusion and affirmative discourse of victimhood undermines critical evaluation. Minute 193. Strong feelings get undermining critical evaluation of the innocent suffering does nothing to settle the arguments about what types of suffering we must respond to what grounds, or we use to choose between the contradictory claims and why and how to respond to appropriate victims. Onto the impacts of this scenario. Executor one is the evidence of the second card of the cosmopolitan advantage. So 206 that this mindset of victimhood leads to the greatest and unleashes the greatest form of the victims. This is an example of U.S. troops after none of them proves this. And stigmatization. The language of victim to produce control of stigmatization individually groups of power, say numbers, vulnerability. For the one victim of circumstantive characters, this most disturbing means to classify the groups of power, say number of the descriptive victims of personal and individual situation. Through power, say number of description, this creates a comparison with the number of individuals becomes It becomes a process of control and marked difference to the badge of sigma. And sigma is well forms discrimination culturally from a level of fail action and critical examination of the roots of sigma or in O3. Culturally structures is useless until we examine the roots of understanding of our nature. Then we can build structures support understanding that alleviates sigma. Sigma is the extreme end of discrimination. At the
4.5.
You will find a behavior that causes individual groups to behave in a specific manner when you strip away those beliefs at the core of the before. We can actually correct sigma to pre-existing structures. Law and politics do indeed reinforce sigma. It is not possible for us to influence any long-term changes and significant behavior unless we have the courage to change people's core beliefs. If we do not suppose those core beliefs, we have failed in doing what needs to serve the communities. They cannot say that they tried to do this because of their mindset of victimization.
4.
Okay. And the impacts of victimhood, it creates violence and the stigmatization, which is the worst form of discrimination that we have just heard, have 3 different institutes. First, in the in-round pre-fiat application, because of both of the mindset of third party having to soften the detainee's rights and the descriptive language that the affirmative uses, we in this room have just been subjected to the belief that they are victims and need solving for by someone else. A ballot for the affirmative supports this kind of thing and reaffirms the belief that they are truly powerless abnormals who are subject to the worst form of discrimination. And the post-fiat applications have 2 facilities. First, in the mind, and action of the victim, seeing oneself as a victim scenario leads to the violence discussed by Senguto, as well as demonization state, which reduces them to, it forces them to see themselves as lower and only as that. Once they see themselves as this, they will lose all hope to break free from the society. And the next is that in the mind of the actions of the oppressor, in this case, those who are solving for them, this only reaffirms the oppressor's mindset of dominant and more important figures. This furthers discrimination on all levels and creates a system only worse for the future. If they make any new arguments, I can have new responses. However, they cannot say anything against this critique. Okay. Dropping down, extend across our evidence that says that the U.S. trying to solve human rights in foreign scenarios reinforces demonization because it infuses our capitalistic mindset into it and dehumanizes people, reducing them to numbers and dollar signals. Extended across, nothing was said against this, and their evidence that's saying that people are dehumanized is faulty. It's from February 15th and 06. However, our evidence from July 12th, 06 is torture has stopped forgiven and detainees, even the detainees, depending on order, yes, they don't even get protection, even only deterring the use of a common article, they're going to commit which mutilation, cruelty, and torture without reference to personal dignity and particularly humane treatment, and the UB personal adheres to these statements. The most severe examples of abuses are in the past. Torture is not even happening. Our evidence post-dates them, and the affirmative's concept of human rights protection is inherently based on Western exclusionary political ideas that dehumanizes and neglects the human dignity participant in the alternative cultures by only stepping back from the exclusionary discourse by a new multicultural human rights standard emerged. This is Minuta in 02. The choice of a political ideal is necessary human rights and culture and active cultures to follow aside the ideal of democracy immediately wear the label of savage. To be redeemed, must deny themselves to continue turn out of Christians. The savior becomes a norm of democratic government. European societies fly in the face of conception of human dignity and reject the contributions of other cultures and efforts to create a universal concept of human rights. Stepping back from the current official and human rights is rather go to create a new basis of human dignity and influence in the society structures through which human dignity should be protected and adhered. Such an approach would respect cultural pluralism. Onto Biscom. The only argument he said against this was second on the link scenario that this is not unique, that other things create businesses to fail. However, this evidence doesn't matter because if what they do creates this, it creates this bad thing happening. And currently, right now, this is the only thing that businesses are looking to and reliant on precedent creates a legal certainty and a system for effective business trends. This is a matter of common sense. Freedom and 93 years of and continue to start and handle the programming stability, legal system administrator awarding for people to be in contrast to making business ideas, develop business precedents and The only thing they say against this is that, this is ridiculous. How can this happen? Recessions in 93 and 02 and 2000. However, they've not provided evidence of this. Our evidence proves that this leads to global nuclear extinction. And equidisasters will result in mass genocide and nuclear. Lewis and 80. The critics will regard the international line country to withdraw from the global economy, and the United States will fight before the country to remain the national wars and mass suffering any regional nuclear war to waste the deficit on the global scale of making sense of World War II pale in comparison. Extend across this. How much time?
2
seconds.
So, how would you define extinction?
no life.
No life. So, is there life on the planet right now?
Hopefully. Yes, I would think so.
And so the depressions that happened that would lead to extinction, have they caused extinction?
What are you asking?
You said that there were, we cited two depressions or two recessions, 93 and 02.
Oh, you didn't really cite them. You just said that something happened in 93 and in 2000. And no, they didn't, because our scenario is based upon the current, A, the current stance of the court, the Roberts courts, and B, the current stance of businesses. Like, even if it has happened in the past, it doesn't matter, because right now our evidence is based upon the current businesses and the current Supreme Court.
Your Board No. 4 card says that prohibition of torture is not effective. Is that accurate?
Okay, where is that card?
Board No. 4.
Phone or like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Which advantage is it on?
Prohibition
Yeah,
of
we
torture.
didn't read it. We only read this first one.
That's right. I can hear you.
Sorry.
So the language of victimhood is a process of control that stigmatizes individuals and groups and powerless abnormals.
Yes.
Give me a common explanation of that in layman's terms.
Okay, this is saying that, like, if you're, the mindset of victimhood, like, do you understand what that is? Like, a third party needing to solve for some injustice upon someone else. That creates stigmatization.
That's defined how?
What is defined?
Justice against someone else.
Like, something that needs solving for.
So we're using the common language in defining what an injustice is?
Okay, yeah, if you want to argue about the definition of injustice, I guess we can debate that out.
That's not even the issue. The issue is that you're saying that if I call somebody something, that the method by which I'm calling them something is invalid. Is that what you're saying?
I don't believe I understand what you're asking.
Okay, if I say that you're a victim,
Okay.
right? You're saying that me calling you a victim maintains you being a victim?
Yeah, but I'm
How
saying
is it
not.
how is it maintained
Okay,
being
yeah,
a
yeah.
victim?
I'm not saying that you calling me of the word victim. However, by the three scenarios, A, that you trying to solve with a third party for someone, that creates the massive victim, and you using the law entrenches you deeper into that mindset, and
So you don't think we should use the law to correct our situations? Thank you.
No, that's
Just
correct.
a little bit of pressure.
Yeah.